shot up, pulls up a deep three, able to knock it down!
The counterattack. Here comes Carla Ramos forward looking for Noelle Lemus. She's gotten by the last defender. Valentine comes out. Noelle drills the keeper. Lemus! And that is a DVC victory. And the Vikings are champions of California!
Welcome to our coaches show. Max Agress here, joined alongside head coach Jimmy Collins. So, coach, starting out with the explosive offense display from last week's game up at College of the Redwoods, 94% completion percentage among the three quarterbacks, 8 passing touchdowns, and 408 yards through the air. How does the offense continue to develop as the season progresses? And how can we expect them to carry on this firepower going through the rest of the season?
That's a great question. I think what helps give us a good start is that we have really good players throwing the football and really good players catching the football. And I think we had 12 different guys receive a pass on Saturday. And we only had 2 incompletions, one of which was essentially a throwaway, and the other one was a contested ball that was, big collision at the point of, when he went to catch it. But everything else, we're catching it and then doing a great job after the catch. And I think the plan is we've had drastically different plans all 3 weeks in regard to how we were going to attack these defenses more than anything out of just formations and personnel groupings have been so different each week. And all the guys just truly understand it. They embrace it. And it's been we can give in more. And so as we give them more, there's new challenges and they've embraced it every time. And I think that's how we're hoping to sustain it by keeping things as fresh as possible.
One of the most stacked receiving rooms in the country. But one person that stands out right now, Kai Taylor, 5 receiving touchdowns, 266 yards throughout the first 3 games of the year.
Went into the transfer portal with the hope to be able to play wide receiver. And the only schools that even entertained the idea of wide receiver were FCS level schools. And so he decided to quote unquote bet on himself and come back home and play here. And so he joined us in January. And I don't mean to disrespect any of the fantastic players I've coached over my career, but it's going to be hard pressed to say that I've ever had a better kid just overall in regard to just how he treats people, how he behaves, and just everything that he does is about as professional and classy as you're ever going to find. And his work ethic, he's been so well coached his entire career, his whole life, and he's refined and he's polished as a route runner. He's among the most polished route runners I've ever had in our program, in any of our programs. And he's not complacent. And he just brings such a positive vibe and energy to every room that he walks into. And that's why he's been so impactful with the entire team. Here's a guy that was a part of a team that was literally playing in a college football playoff game on New Year's Eve last year and has joined our team. And he's one of the guys. And he's been one of the guys from the beginning. And now each week the ball comes to him, and again, he's one of those guys that he catches it and then he does something pretty cool after he catches it. So it's been really fun to watch him have the success because he's getting the opportunities that he's earned and taking advantage of them. And I think that's been a mantra for our team from the beginning is we have a team full of guys that believe they can play Division I football, and they've just been hoping to get an opportunity to play a style of football and at a level that gives them an opportunity to go play at the Division I level again. And he's one of just countless guys in our program right now that is capitalizing on every opportunity given to him.
Yeah, and switching focus a little bit to the defense now. Defense forced 3 interceptions last week, and one of those other guys that has big time potential to play Division One ball, redshirted his freshman year over at Nevada, Journey McCoy. His interception seemed to be the catalyst that broke the whole thing open very early on after that 7-0 lead from Redwoods. Tell me just about how the defense has performed up to this point of the season, and can you just talk a little bit more about how much of a blessing it has been to see so many starters from a year ago that really have Division One talent able to come back and continue to build forward with this incredibly talented team?
Journey's another guy that, right, he was at a Division I program and came back and was with us a year ago, started every game, played a variety of positions in the secondary. All off season from January through today is the same as every other player on the team. He works incredibly hard in the weight room. He's prioritized his academics in a way that has kind of been a great example to all of our younger players, and he's really taken the lead, helping our guys that joined us in January that are really talented but new and inexperienced to be successful, and is another guy that has demonstrated by example how to do things correctly. And one thing we say in our program a lot is leadership is influencing others, and how we are going to influence each other is going to really dictate the outcome of our success individually and collectively. And Journey, along with all of these guys that have been here a year before, they embody that so much. And they don't just influence others in a great way, they just positively and optimistically are always influencing our guys and then just demonstrating how it's done. It's one thing to say it or talk about it. These guys live it every single day, the way we condition, the way we lift weights, the way we prioritize academics. It's really enabled us to have a high achieving environment. And yeah, it's a lot to do with the guys that have some season within our program.
Now, talking a little bit about the matchup this week, Sacramento City College comes in 2-1 on the season. They're coming off a pretty bad first loss against Sierra College. When you were watching film this week, what really stood out to you for their offense as well as their defense?
Their offense is they're obviously had, two good wins to start the year. I think one thing that won't get taken for granted or that we need to really respect is they went on the road to Redwoods week one, and Redwoods is running a completely different defense than they've run historically. So they're obviously new to the national level, and they've earned their way to get up to this level. And it's a really impressive team that Coach White's put together there. But we turn on the film, it's nothing compared to what defensively they're doing nothing like what they did a year ago. And there was no way Sacramento could know that. So they get off that bus, and it's I'm telling you, we just did it. Going up there is tough. It's hard to start fast. They did start fast. They scored within the first minute of the game. But offensively, man, we would have certainly had a lot of challenges if we showed up there week one and they played the defense that they played without us having any preparation for it. So I think they did a great job managing that. Had a great output against San Jose City. Against San Jose City, San Jose scored with less than 3 minutes to go to take the lead, and Sacramento, benefited from an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, a celebration penalty that San Jose had when they scored to take the lead. So they got great field position off the kick return, a good kick return, but they went down and they scored with less than a minute. I'm not sure exactly how much time left, but they went down and their back was against the wall and they executed, and they wanted to take just an unbelievable second win for them. And then against Sierra, they started off real hot, and then like a lot of times at this level, just there was enough key plays that they didn't make that you can expect them to make that they didn't make Saturday. And that's the name of the game, right? It's just a critical drop on third down. You have a big play opportunity and something just goes wrong, a weird bounce, whatever it is. That seemed to happen just a little bit more consistently versus Sierra than it typically would throughout the course of a normal game. And Sierra's a really good program. They have got great receivers, running backs, high-powered offense as well. I think offensively, uh, we should expect to kind of probably see one of their A games. I think they're going to come in with some pretty good confidence. They're going to be, freshman quarterback getting his fourth start, now having played a high level defense in regard to athletes on the field against Sierra. And I'm not saying that the other two teams didn't have, but Sierra, I think, is just kind of a step above a lot of teams in regard to athletes. And we have to be just completely sound, and we can't make any mental mistakes. We've made, when you see the points that have gone up on the board against us this year, most of them have been mistakes that we've made, frankly. And so we're hoping to eliminate those. We're hoping to get a little bit more healthy. We lost 3 key starters in the first drive against Redwoods, and hoping to we're going to get at least 2 of them back, it looks like. And then just got to keep playing better and better each week defensively. And then Sacramento on defense is always among the more formidable opponents you're going to face. Their defensive coordinator does a great job. They've got an athletic group of guys that, they have a base structure that they do on defense, but they get out of it a lot and can do, from our perspective, a few exotic things that are going to force us to really play with our eyes and execute at a high level and continue to do what we've been doing, which is just playing well, throwing the ball well, catching the ball well, we're blocking exceptionally well. Our runners are running so well. And then special teams, I think, will be a big deal. They've had, when I talked about those big plays, Sierra, they started off hot with a kick return past midfield to start the game. Against San Jose, they scored at the end of the game to win because they took a kick return past midfield. And they do a good job in the field goal game, both field goal block and kicking field goals. They do a good job with that, and I think we just have to be consistent in that area and hope that we are able to play better on Saturday than we have played before, because that's what we're trying to do every day. We're trying to have a better practice today than we had yesterday, and we are trying to do our best to live, quote unquote, in the moment, but literally a play at a time. And one thing that we believe strongly in this program from top to bottom is that you are only a success the moment in which you complete a successful act. My favorite Phil Jackson quote there is. And I think if we continue to live that way and play that way, we have a lot of kind of genuine confidence, and we're going to feel pretty worthy to go be successful.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. On the other side of the break, we'll get you ready for kickoff here from Viking Stadium. Catch you soon, folks.
And welcome, folks, as we are live here from Viking Stadium, Week 4, 3C2A action coming your way here from Pleasant Hill, California. Today, we've got the 19th-ranked Sacramento City College Panthers traveling south to take on the number 6th-ranked Diablo Valley College Vikings. My name is Max Express, bringing you all the action from Diablo Valley College all season long. Let's take a look at the teams here, and we'll start out with the visitors. Sacramento City College comes in at 2-1 on the season. They're coming off their first loss against Sierra College. That was 31-10. The Panthers couldn't overcome a tough Sierra defense, just managing 151 total yards of offense, despite sophomore running back Jack Carner's punching it in on the opening drive to take a 7-0 lead. A fumble on the second drive stalled them out dramatically, and turnovers were all so costly for freshman quarterback who lost a fumble and threw an interception. That all paired with a 97-yard kickoff return for a touchdown sealed the fate of the Panthers there in Week 3. Offensively, look out for the two-headed running attack of sophomore running backs Jack Carner as well as Jackson Talent Burlinson, as they lead the way, averaging 100 yards per game combined between the two of them. And the freshman quarterback Jack Wilson has shown flashes in times, but sacks have been the issue. He took 3 of them last week against Sierra College, and that is one category that the Vikings need to take account of and take advantage of up to this point. Sophomore wideouts Marco Joseph and Devin Hurst are two faces to look out. On the outside as well, on the other side of the ball, CJ Milliken. He can ruin your entire game plan from his edge spot. The freshman stacked up a team-high 20 total tackles, 8.5 losses, and 2.5 sacks on this young season. The sophomore safety in the backside and Mason McFarland has shown a great range in coverage as well as in the run game. He is tied with the team high in tackles with 20 as well. Protecting your quarterback will be at a premium today. On the other side of the ball, now taking a look at the Vikings. DVC comes into this one a perfect 3-0 on the year, earning their reputation as the number 6th ranked squad in the 3C2A rankings currently. DVC's high-octane offense has exploited for 54 points in their last dominant road victory up at the College of the Redwoods, and that is such a difficult situation to play in, getting on the road for 5 hours, getting off the bus, and coming out and playing a game. They started out a little slow, but then they absolutely came out blazing, completing an absolute absurd 34 of 36 yards passing for 408 yards and 8 touchdowns. A combination between freshman quarterback Kalani McLeod throwing for a nearly perfect 22 of 24 with 264 yards and 5 touchdowns. Pedalong 1B, it's not a backup quarterback. Jalen Macedo, the sophomore quarterback, is a 1. He came in with a perfect 10 for 10, 100%, 121 yards passing, and added on 3 more touchdowns on top of everything. It wasn't all good for the Vikings. We talked about just a moment ago. Early fumble on the opening drive set them up in a bad spot where College of Redwoods came in on 4th down, punched it in, and went up 7-0 early. But after a couple plays here and there, a 50-yard interception from the sophomore safety Journey McCoy swung the momentum over to DVC, and they never looked back. We talked about just how good these quarterbacks have been for the Vikings. Kalani McLeod, the NCFC completion percentage leader, as well as 2nd in yards per game. His poise in the pocket is truly something spectacular. And then when Jada Macedo comes in, the dual threat quarterback has a very accurate arm as well. 14 of 16 on the year with 167 yards, 3 touchdowns. And through the ground game, he's been a great change of pace. He's averaging 4.4 yards per rush, and that's despite the fact that in college football you take away yardage based on sack yardage. So that is an impressive stat to see from the quarterback position. The quarterback's favorite target for the Vikings is the former Boise State Bronco defensive back in Kai Taylor. He came back to DVC betting on himself that he could be the wideout that he wants to be, and throughout 3 games, he's got 16 catches, 266 yards, and 5 touchdowns, already showing fruition as to the ability of being able to be a Division I wideout. He currently leads the NCFC in touchdowns, is 3rd in yards per game, and is only 5th in receptions, so he's doing these on explosive plays. The receiving core's wealth spreads out between 12 different receivers. We've seen speedster Jurion Dickey coming into the team as a late addition, and we've also seen possession receiver Miles Dixon explode for the first game. Both of them extremely capable of breaking this game open. On the run game, it's all about sophomore running back Ferrari Miller. He balances out that offense with 342 rushing yards, averaging 6.5 yards per carry. He is 2nd in rushes, 2nd in yards, and 5th in yards per rush in the NCFC. On the other side for the defense, the linebacking core of Lamaje Roach, Santino Acevedo, Wesley Garten, Marley Alapotny, and company has been terrific all year long. That with a very mixed group at defensive back. You've got a combination of youth and you got a combination of experience. Jeffrey Holden, Journey McCoy, Aaron Woodard, Ananias Walker, Davian Sherlock, and so many other players have been so great this year on that backside, making turnovers, filling gaps, and expect them to be extremely opportunistic today as well. This is all rounded out by a very talented deep defensive line. There are so many guys that you can rotate in and get fresh bodies no matter what. Sophomore Caden McIver and freshman Io Phillips are 2 of the guys that are ready to explode off that edge in this unit. It's a lovely Saturday of action, perfect weather here from in the valley, and it's the Vikings and the Panthers on the other side of the break here on DVC Vikings Live. All the teams are set up and we're right about ready to go here from Diablo Valley College here in Viking Stadium. Sacramento City College won the toss. They deferred, so the Vikings' potent offense are going to come out here and get us started early. Getting off to a hot start is going to be exactly what the doctor called for after putting up all those points last week. DVC coming off a 54-point performance. DVC will be returning it left to right. They're in their green tops, green bottoms, green helmets with the white trim and the white numerals. And on the other side for Sac City, maroon tops, or maroon helmets, white tops, maroon numerals, and the yellow bottoms with the maroon along the sides. Noah Jang kicking a right to left, and the end-over-end wobbling kick will be fielded down to the 7-yard line, and that is where the return will go out to the 20. Has some space along the sideline. Out to the 30, trying to turn the corner, brought down at the 34-yard line. A nice return on the play. That one was taken up by Journey McCoy, and the safety comes out, getting an explosive play on special teams of the Viking with some great starting field positioning from the 35-yard line. The first quarterback coming out to start is the freshman out of Vanden, Kalani McLeod, the 3A state champion in high school, Solana County's all-time passing leader, leading this Vikings offense out of the spread early on as they move left to right. An empty set for McLeod as we get this one started, looking towards his head coach, and we are ready to rock and roll. Facing a 3-man front, they'll motion Ferrari Miller into the backfield along his right-hand side, potentially a blitz coming that way. Give to Ferrari, patience, left side, cutting it back, breaks one tackle, has some space out to the sideline, out to the 50-yard line, and he's brought down at the 45. A flag is down on the field. This one likely coming back, but that's exactly what the doctor called for.
Holding. Offense number 4. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
Getting some technical difficulties fixed out here while the Vikings get some difficulties fixed up on the field. Holding took place at the 40-yard line, so only be a 5-yard penalty on the play. And that is where the Vikings offense is going to face a first down and long. They'll come out of the empty set once more. Will they shift Miller, who's on that left side slot, into the backfield? And that's exactly what they'll do. Miller in the backfield on that offset shotgun. Handoff, and the ball's fumbled, and a Sacramento City College defensive lineman is there. It's Cole Hicks falling on top, and he was gifted it. The mesh point was bad, and unfortunately for the Vikings, it's Sacramento City College on the very first play from scrimmage, coming out and getting a huge turnover. Just a bad mesh here on... that is just tough. The Vikings defense will come out here to the 26-yard line. And so now, after the quick change of action, it's going to be the freshman out of Placer, California, El Dorado High's Jason Wilson in his 4th start of the season. Jet motion across the formation, working right to left, and it's a rush off the right side edge. Breaks out of one tackle, and a second wrapped around on his legs was Wesley Garton, as Garton was finally able to bring him down after a couple different tacklers that it took to bring down Jack Carner. Bend but don't break has been the mantra of DVC's defense. Forcing turnovers has been a huge aspect as well. And in this bad situation early on, they are going to need to make sure they hold up their end of the bargain. 2 tight end personnel in the 12. 2 tight ends, 1 running back. It's actually going to be Vince Curry getting the start today, and he throws a shot down the sideline, trying to catch it into the back hip, but that is a seat belt of Ananias Walker. Perfect coverage down the sideline, and it's an incomplete pass. So Jack Wilson not getting the start today. It's instead the sophomore of Elk Grove out of Monterey Trail, and Vince Curry. Curry has played in stints so far this year. So a different look today for the sophomore as they try to get a little bit of a spark on offense after only scoring 10 points last week. Staying in that big, heavy personnel, 2 tight ends off the left side of that offensive line. It'll be a play action fake. Rolls out left, eyes down the field. He turned the corner, has a possibility to throw it, and is able to find his man, but the coverage was too tight over the top. Marco Joseph, the intended receiver on the play, and it was broken up. That was Davian Sherlock out of Seattle. Able to get this stop, and now it looks like the offense is going to, no, the backup quarterback is the holder, so the field goal unit is coming out here. And in all honesty, here with this 40-yard attempt, this would be considered a win for the Vikings after fumbling the very first handoff after the penalty on the first play from scrimmage. This kick has enough leg and has the accuracy to split the uprights. So a 3-and-out to start the day, but Sac City taking the first lead 3-0. Opportunistic and able to convert on the 40-yarder. So obviously you cannot gift the opponent points. That is the last thing that you can do if you want to make sure you get yourself going. So kicking off for the second time today is Noah Jang. A good return out to the 35-yard line for Journey McCoy. Last time around, he's going to be back there with Elijah Bowe. So, not the way you want to start. Start out with the 15-yard rush. And it was a very nice play from Ferrari Miller, who's been motioning into the backfield, coming out as the slot. But penalties bring you back. And now you got to do it again. Offense has not been at a premium. It's been all galore. And how can the special team set them up once again? Journey McCoy with the block in front of him out to the 25-yard line. Bounces it to the outside, top of the numbers 30. Squeezes through past the 40. Out to the 44-yard line. The tackle eventually made by number 20. That's Trayvon Edwards for Sacramento City College. But that is another great way to get your offense going as the ball already near midfield off the return. And I can see that's why you put the sophomore back there. Journey McCoy, man, so explosive. Offense coming back onto the field. And it will be McLeod coming out once again. Expect to see Jaden Macedo early. The continuing motion for Ferrari Miller into the backfield. And they will give it. Nope, it's a quarterback keeper off the right side of the line. Gets past the defender, spun around, dragged down by his jersey after a successful rush of 4 yards on the play. At the end of it, it's Grayson Link coming up to make the play. One of the first times we've seen McLeod come out there on what looks to be a designed run on the quarterback read. They've been really toying with those outside linebackers. Three-man front currently with the edge rusher looming alongside the slot in front of Miller. First time it's a shotgun out of the spread, and a quick pass underneath is caught by the Vikings, enough for the first down. The catch made by Matt Gooden. It was Luke Armstrong, one of the guys leading the way alongside Farini Fa'anati. Luke Armstrong, somebody that you got to watch out for a Division I talent. Went to Sacramento City College, put up a 46 total tackle performance from that safety spot. Transferred to Southern Utah, redshirted there, and now is back looking for a better opportunity. For the Vikings, it's now first down and 10 from the 46-yard line, working left to right. Play action fake. Swing pass to the right-hand side, and Matt Gooden continues to get his day going early all. Rasheem Perry came up to make the play. Only a gain of 2 on the bubble screen. And now it's Amani Elfido coming in as the tight end on that right side. He's been such a unique athlete, tight end, wide receiver, a little bit of fullback, and he's lined up off the right guard as an up back right now. As the lead blocker, the handoff to Ferrari, makes the defender miss, jukes the shoes out of one defender in the secondary level, and he'll make it a 3rd down and 2 after a gain of 5. Luke Armstrong coming up alongside the other safety, Mason McFarland. Both safeties coming up to fill the hole, and it's 3rd down and short. Let's see if the Vikings keep it on the ground. Coach Collins in our pregame show talked about just setting up these 4th down and short plays and believing in his team, and to stretch the right-hand side. Ferrari Miller able to cut it back, surfing past defenders, getting a gain of 3 on the play. And that is a 1st down for the Vikings. Eventually brought down by Cole Hicks, the man who was able to fall down on that fumble to start the matchup. with 11-10 counting down here on the second drive. Vikings fumble in their opening play, and they're finding some success right now. They'll continue to stay on the ground. Ferrari met right in the hole. This time a great job by Cole Hicks, who was lined up on the inside. Ferrari Miller, just one of those workhorse backs that you can continue to give it to him all throughout the game. And eventually he starts to pop one free. Matt Gooden checking back in, so it'll be more of a spread look now. Vikings finding something that they like to see, possibly with that lineup of the Sac City defense as they come in a three-man front. And they're just forcing the number 11 in the outside linebacker, Jabaz Va'a, on the outside, not allowing him any opportunity to get a clean rush off. Screen pass goes over to Gooden, and Gooden not much space to work with as he's only able to carry it forward for a gain of 1 before being taken down eventually by Connor Marshall, the defensive end who was all-conference last year in the Valley, coming off a 5 total tackle performance. Not very often you see some of those guys inside that can also play the outside and making some plays in the second level. And finding Kai Taylor for the first time as Taylor reads the defense perfectly, able to pick up a big chunk and gets the first down. An explosive start for Kai Taylor, and that is the wherewithal of a Division I wide receiver. He understands how coverage works, playing a year over at Boise State last year. And when you have a great quarterback who can deliver it, Kai Taylor able to make things happen. Trying to work off the left side of the offensive line this time is Miller, but Miller stacked up for not much. Jabaz Va'a leading the charge for the Panthers. You keep running Ferrari, and eventually he pops free. Good job from this defensive line being able to bottom him up early. It'll be second down and goal here from the 9.5-yard line. It's McLeod working out of the gun. Quick pass, far sideline, a jump ball, and that's thrown too far over the top from anybody. Even the 6'3" frame of Kai Taylor wasn't able to go up for that one. So it'll be third down here. Vikings trailing 3-0 after fumbling their opening opening play after a nice return from Journey McCoy. And now, likely feeling like you want to just see if you can pop one free and try to tie things up. The tight end comes back in, and Imani Elfado. Ferrari is behind McLeod in the pistol. Backers lined up inside of the box. Play action fake, rolls out right, looks back over to Ferrari Miller, has a screen pass to the far hand side. Ferrari squeezes through, and he's in! Ferrari Miller showing the patience, setting up that screen, and then taking it in for 6 from 9 yards out. A perfectly set up play, and the execution on full display. And that's Ferrari being physical, and that is the fold that we've seen from him this year. Ferrari Miller, less of a receiving threat last year, but up to this point on the year, that's his 9th catch and his 3rd receiving touchdown already. Vikings take the lead 6-3, pending the extra point. Guzman, after a high snap, has to roll out to his right-hand side, eyes down the field on the fire drill, and just throws this one away. It was number 19, the holder, that's Bryce Fusick. Nobody realized what was going on because there was no clean fire call on the field, so the score stays 6-3. Vikings. Let's see if this point affects the game later in this point. Fusick did a really good job being able to just climb up and get that snap. But unfortunately, nobody else rolled alongside with them. So the first time we'll see the kickoff unit for DVC up to this point. Jackson Talent Burleson is the man back there alongside Mason McFarland. And the Vikings getting hyped to some C-Murder blasting over the speaker system. That's what you need, the energy. Get the gunners downfield, get them hyped up. and get them ready to get another 3 and out on defense. The upbacks will be, or the return men, I should say, the deep men will be fielded down to the 9-yard line. Guzman will handle kickoff duties. A new kicker is coming to handle kickoffs, but Guzman an opportunity to prove his worth. And the low kick will bounce down to the 11-yard line. It'll be taken by Sac City out to the 20-yard line from the near hash mark 30. And jumping past the 34-yard line will be marked down right over there. Journey McCoy on the other side, able to make the tackle after the return from Mason McFarland. And Sacramento City College will get another crack at it. Had the ball gifted at the 30, wasn't able to make much happen on offense, was able to still settle for the 40-yard field goal attempt. And then now it's a Curry coming out once more. Vince Curry, the sophomore out of Elk Grove, California, Monorail Trail High School, was a 3-sport athlete, playing football, basketball, and baseball. And he's getting his opportunity here, only 2 for 3 against Sierra College. Motions the slot, and they'll throw a screen pass over the back, who picks it up, drop down to the ground, and that was a very heads-up play by Jackson Talent Burlinson. He understood that that ball was a lateral, and if he dropped it and left it on the ground, DVC would have scooped and scored that one, so he had to pick it up, just eat the damage, and he falls backwards for a loss of 6 on the play.
Loss of 6 yards on the play. Second and 16.
Officially a loss of 5 as it's 2nd and 15. Living with some tight ends in that formation. Out of the shotgun set, facing the 30-man front. Swarming, trying to get to that ball handler. And the tackle was made on Jackson Talent Burleson after a 5.5-yard gain. Aaron Woodard was able to get there alongside Santino Acevedo. So safety and linebacker coming up to make the tackle. And it's 3rd down and 9, 3rd down and long. 81 degrees right now. A beautiful day for some football. 7:45 counting down in this opening frame. It's a 3-receiver set to the near-hand side, just inside of the right hash mark. A Curry operating out of the shotgun. No receivers to that far-hand side. 3-man rush, drops the ball. A Curry picks it up. A Curry eyes downfield, throws it off his back foot and has it incomplete. The pressure of the Vikings able to make him feel uncomfortable, aided alongside that fumble on the snap. And the Vikings force a second straight 3 and out. What a great start to the day for this Vikings unit. Led by defensive coordinator Devin Nones, taking over the job after the coordinator last year took a job over at Sacramento City College. Coaching safeties out there now is Nate Kenyon. Low snap, and this will be fair caught by an up man. Ball will be spotted down to the 36-yard line. It was eventually Jake Calcano who was able to go out there and make a nice little play. And now the Vikings offense, after driving all the way down the field, capped off by a 9-yard catch from Ferrari Miller on this screen. We'll get another opportunity here. Let's see if it's McLeod or Macedo. And McLeod will come out once more on the 3rd drive of the day. It is not often you can see a program with truly 2 number 1 quarterbacks. We've seen it a couple years back with DVC, where Joey Aguilar ended up going to Appalachian State, and now the starter down in Rocky Top, as well as Cook, who's over there with the Idaho State Bengals, nursing up an injury. So, Jay Cook, we love you. Hope you can get ready soon. Dropping back, rolling right. McLeod steps over the top, and it's Kai Taylor breaking past defenders. Kai Taylor brings it through 30-plus yards as he's finally brought down by Mason McFarland.
Number 7, Mason McFarland, the stop.
Quickly up to the ball. It's a give over to Miller. Miller with some space in the back cut, going to the outside, stiff arms the defender out to the ground, out to the 20-yard line, and he fights forward, down past the 15-yard line. A late flag comes in. 19-yard rush as it currently stands. Let's see what this flag that matches the bottoms of Sac City has in store.
After the play was over, personal foul. Defense number 7.
And a defensive personal foul called against Mason McFarland will march them back half the distance to the goal, so the Vikings gifted some extra yardage on top of it all. The ball eventually spotted down at the 7.5-yard line, call it the 8. Similar position that the Vikings were able to score on last time. They'll bring in the bigger personnel. Matt Gooden, the freshman out of San Marin, the gray shirt from his season ago, already getting 2 catches, has been that guy that they've been rotating in. And now it's McLeod working with 2 receivers off the near-hand side. Motions the tight end over to the right slot. Rolls out right. Goes back, and it's the screen pass over to Miller again. This one read perfectly. Great job by Devon Donaldson, able to trigger read the play, and that is what you expect from the conference leader in tackles from a season ago. The best player on this team getting off to a slow start, but he was first-team All-State and first-team All-Conference a year ago for a reason. Just the ability to re-diagnose and make the trigger from that inside linebacker spot, and it's 2nd down and 9. Offset pistol, quick toss to the right side. And a different running back in the game, only able to carry it forward for a gain of 2. That's Martis Ferguson, the freshman out of San Leandro, eventually brought down by the nickel corner in Kaimani Fenica. And the sophomore out of Galt. Has a lot of speed, runs a 4.68 40. So I can understand why he was able to track down that ball. And just like that, it's Miller back in the backfield once again on 3rd down. They tried to set up a screen pass on first. 3 receivers to that far-hand side, working left to right from the near hash mark is McLeod making a change at the line of scrimmage. 5:20 counting down. Chest high snap, looks towards the far side, finds his man back to the end zone. Touchdown! Damian Mirage able to come up and get his first touchdown of the year. The transfer from Santa Rosa Junior College read the defense perfectly, found that soft spot, kept his feet easily in bounds on top of the Vikings' end of their end zone logo, and the Vikings have scored on back-to-back drives. Instead of chasing points, they'll elect to send out the kicking unit once more. Guzman, let's see if he has an opportunity. Last snap was a little rough. Snap is up, the hold is down, the kick is up, splitting the uprights, and the Vikings go up 13-3 just like that. 5:15 remaining here in the first.
Snap came from 98. Andy Harris. The hold was by 19. Bryce Cusick. And the kick is through from 27. Adrian Guzman. That's 5:15 here in the first. 13-3. PDC over Sac City.
Getting hyped up once more as the kickoff team. 2nd time we're seeing it today. All the supporting cast. Jordan Sandoval handling music as well as our broadcast today. Shouts out to Damani Jackson, my spotter, and Callie Medina operating the camera. Very grateful for all of the volunteers here that make this production happen and able to bring you guys all the action here. Number 87, Daniel Sokol, the new kicker, comes in, and the kickoff specialist will be handling his kickoff. Jotting forward, sends his leg, and the end-over-end kick will float all the way over to the top, having to make a pirouette to make the grab inside of the 4-yard line. Makes one defender miss. Top of the numbers, he's eventually spun down to the 14-yard line. Journey McCoy continues to show his presence on special teams as the return went forward for Mason McFarland, and this one, a great covered job by the Vikings, and that is why you bring in that kickoff specialist. Caught Sacramento City College in a bit of a pickle.
Kicking team. Penalty 5 yards. We will re-kick.
And so they will elect to do a re-kick. After all that happens, a great idea. Instead of just taking the yardage on top of it, you want to try to set up a return. And remember, a lot of these guys just sprinted 60 yards plus downfield. Now they got to do it again, and this is where you get in a little bit of a danger zone. Hands on hips for some of the players. And this will be a great opportunity for Sokol to try to boot this one into the end zone and get his guys a little bit of a rush. We saw he had enough leg to get towards the end zone with a not great strike. Daniel Sokol kicking it off once again to McFarland and Jackson Talent Burleson. From the 30, 70 yards from the end zone. The kickoff returners will spot down still at the 10-yard line. Jotting forward, swings the right leg, and the end-over-end kick. Plenty of leg under it, and it'll be fiddled down the 2-yard line. Falls to the ground, fumbles the football, able to pick it up. Out to the 10, the 15-yard line. Some space here as he stays on his feet down to the 24-yard line before being brought down. Journey McCoy continues to make plays as the gunner. Jackson Talent Burleson, after a few hiccups early on onto the play, able to still pick up a gain of 24 as the Vikings player is shaken up on special teams. Able to get up under his own power. That may be Jordan Gray, the sophomore out of Seattle. Holding his gut. Take a little bit of a punch there with the shoulder. Happy to see him able to get up without the assistance of anyone. And now Sacramento City College starting out at the 24-yard line, right to left. They'll operate out of the pistol. Going with a pistol spread. No tight ends in this formation. We've been seeing them live in 12 personnel this far this year. And they will motion the slot, who is actually the tight end. Space off the left-hand side, and a great form tackle. Eventually made by Jeff Holden. A lot of space to work with for Jackson Talent Burleson, but not a lot of result on the play. Only gets a gain of 3 as Jeff Holden shows out that form tackling drill. Vikings leading 13-3 early on, except for the folly on the opening play from scrimmage. They have been doing it oh so well. Defense has been holding up their end of the bargain as well, only giving up 2 3-and-outs to start the day for the Vince Akuri-led Panthers. 3 receivers out to the far-hand side from the near hash mark. They'll motion the running back to that far-hand side as well. A blitz comes off the edge. It's a screen pass. Garden read that perfectly. Drills the man. Laid that lumber, Wesley. Malachi Johnson, the man able to get the bubble screen, but man, just fighting through that block, saying, you don't belong out here. Wesley Garton, man, so talented. The sophomore out of San Marin has been a staple the last couple of years for this Vikings defense. And on 3rd down and long from the 25, 3:42 counting down. The cowbells are ringing. 4-man front, 2 high safeties. Trips to the near side. Time to throw. Akuri rolls right. Akuri hit as he lets it go. Pass to the far sideline, falling to his feet after only a gain of 4 on the play was Jackson Talent Burleson. And coming up to lay the hit himself, Ananias Walker. The man started falling. It didn't matter for that big number 1. And when you wear number 1 for DVC, you've got to be a baller. And up to this point in the year, the former 3-star athlete recruit with Power 4 offers across the board decided he wanted to play DB, didn't want to play wide receiver. And that's why he bet on himself to come out here, play some ball here at the JUCO level, showing that he is a great DB as well. This one bounces down, dropping back. And a little bit of frustration shown as Elijah Bowe was the punt returner. That ball will bounce, take an additional 4 yards. Didn't take the fair catch. Instead, the ball will bounce down to the 21-yard line. That is where the Vikings offense will get a start. A 8-yard punt on the play after there was no return. And the Vikings will have a 79-yard field right in front of them, and it hasn't mattered up to this point. Kalani McLeod has led his team. No live stats today, unfortunately, but the young freshman with some great play calling from his head coach and Jimmy Collins, as well as the offensive coordinator and Coach Black. Getting it done early. They will work out of this empty set. They've been doing it oh so often. And then motioning a wide receiver, the pop pass inside on the fly sweep action out to the 20, to the sideline. Dropped out of bounds after a 4-yard gain on the play. Mason McFarland able to make the play after the carry. I believe that was from Gooden. Second down and 6. New running back into the game. It's Ferguson, giving Ferrari a little bit of a breather here. Edge rusher off the left side. Quarterback keeps it. Looks towards the left-hand side. A hard hit. Held onto the football after getting a gain of 2. And Devon Donaldson with a second tackle early on in this one. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Seen McLeod run it a couple times. Just some great reads playing off that edge defender and outside linebacker Jabez Va'a. Time to throw. Pump fakes across the middle, and it's Kai Taylor catching it to the 40, out to the 41-yard line before being brought down by Mason McFarland. And that is a pickup for a first down. 10 yards plus. And Kai Taylor already got his second reception, both of them moving the chains. High snap, give over to the back, working with some patience before being taken down and folded by 2 different defenders. It was Devon Donaldson as the front man out there, only limiting the rush to a gain of 1, so it's 2nd down and 9. The motion, Ferguson over into that slot now. I believe on that fly sweep action it was Ferguson. And an empty look now for McLeod on 2nd down and long. Facing the 3-man front. Plenty of time to throw. Over the top, Taylor unable to catch it. Right off his left hit was Demarion Taylor. Good defense on the play. It's rare that you see Kai Taylor drop a ball. You know, the joke with defensive backs is that you play DB because you can't catch the ball. Kai Taylor, not that story. Yes, he's playing wide receiver, but was a defensive back over for the college football playoff team last year up in Boise. And now the Vikings face a 3rd down and long. Inside of 1 minute to play here in this opening frame. 3 receivers set to that far-hand side from the near hash mark. McLeod, 3-step drop, time to throw, rolls out left, runs out of time, sidearm delivery, and had his man there. It was Jake Calcagno as the intended receiver, but another great job on defense made by, I don't have a 22 on my roster here. Let's take a look. That looks actually like Johnny Key, who was listed as a running back, but it seems like he's getting some double duty on both sides of the ball. And now it'll send up J.J. Jacob Johnson for the first punt attempt of the year. J.J., the 5-star punter by CSK, ranked number 6 in long punts and ranked number 2 in averages in the NCFC up to this current point. High, winding punt forces McFarland to back up. And he'll have a man right in front of his face. A missed tackle brings the space out to the 40-yard line. Looking for a blocker. Space to the 40. Top of the numbers. JJ throws his shoulder down. An explosive return on the play. The punt was great. The Gunners weren't able to get there in time. It was a 43-yard punt, a 28-yard return for a net average of 15 yards. And that is how you get your offense going after 3 straight 3-and-outs for the Panthers. They're set up right on the fringe range of field goal range. As the clock will stop momentarily at 37 seconds remaining here. From the 36-yard line for Hash, it's a Curry trying to get something happening. Unable to pick up a first down up to this point. Can they do it in the last play of the first quarter? Tadden off the left side. Akari spins, rolls left, eyes downfield, continues to rumble. Over the top, intercepted, keeps his feet in bounds as Wesley Garden out to the 20, the sideline 30, and he's eventually pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Wesley Garden, that big 1-1, climbed the ladder, took the ball away, the turkey hole was not open, and it's got butchered. And Curry did so well buying time, drifting, allowing his man to get the space, but the throw was not there. And just high pointing it, showing off the hands that he's got from his outside linebacker spot. Wesley Garden getting his paws all over this one early. First turnover of the day for the Panthers. 1 turnover apiece on each side. Miller is back into the game. And it's the other quarterback now. I shouldn't say other quarterback. It's Jaden Macedo Macedo, the dual threat guy, and it's a different look right here. Offset shotgun. Macedo will keep it. Left side on the quarterback power. Macedo spun down to the 44. 45-yard line on a gain of 6. Eventually brought down by Rasheem Perry. That'll bring us down to the end of the first quarter. Macedo, we said he was going to play early, and that is what we've seen, an explosive run, a gain of 6 in the offense. He's going to face a 2nd down and 4 as we swap the sides of the field. Taking a break here in the first end of the first quarter. 13-3 the score as DVC leads Sacramento City College here at home for their second home game of the year. Back here onto the field with a fresh clock of 15 minutes to open up our second frame of action. And it's Jane Macedo, that two-headed attack at quarterback, facing a 2nd down and 4 after a quarterback power. Tied off that right-hand side, working right to left. Macedo, play action fake, looking to pass for the first time. Pass is caught down to the 42-yard line. Brought in by number 14 for the Vikings. That is Sawyer Graff. Pardon me. Monty Fadel looks to be number 14. I'll get some clarification on that in just a moment. But a complete pass for a 1st down for the Vikings here. Give over to the left-hand side, and Miller stacked up. All 3 defensive tackles were in there, and it's C.J. Milliken, the man to get there first. Forey Miller lost his helmet on the play, so Ferguson will come back in. It'll be 2nd down and 11 here from the 37-yard line. Macedo already showing the legs and the arm off early. The transfer from Foothill College from a year ago. 3-step drop, rolls left, pressure comes, throws the ball, and it's going to be called an incomplete. Good job by the offensive lineman, able to drop down onto the play to try to pick this up. It looks like there's a player hurt for the Vikings, one of the offensive linemen. 3rd down and long here, as there's a man injured on the field, and looks like Rozzy Wilson. The Vikings a little short on that offensive tackle position already, so this is a bad situation to be in. We'll see if Rozzy is able to get up under his own power as he spins around, and we'll take the time up for the injury here on DVC Vikings Live. Rozzy Wilson able to jog up, and he wanted to stay in the game, but the trainers are going to say he's got to get additional attention before he's able to come back in. So a shuffle of that offensive line as we see. I believe that is Drake Sampton over at right tackle. We'll get you a lineup in just a moment. Ferguson is the running back into the backfield now. On 3rd down and long, Macedo delivering towards the sticks, and that's caught for the first down. Spinning out of one tackler down to the 20-yard line, and that's a pickup of 16 yards on the play as Darian Mirage continues to shine. The safety, Mason McFarland, eventually came there to chop his legs out. Miles Dixon off. And that is a great delivery there for Macedo on 3rd down and long. Pressure comes, the screen pass underneath, cuts it back, and he's eventually spun down off of a one-legged tackle. A gain of 6 on the play, and Matt Gooden has been the man getting all the screen passes. Franny Fa'ati, the man to make the play. It looks like Ferrari Miller back here into the red zone. Miller in the backfield, Macedo showing off a perfect start to the day. 2 receivers to the far side, right in between the hash marks. Macedo looks near side, quarterback draw up the middle, and a great job by Devon Donaldson, able to read the play. I can see why he's got 76 total tackles from a year ago. His ability to diagnose plays so quickly has been huge. And that is not an easy guy to bring down. Macedo, only listed at 6'1", 175, but he's got a ton of powers in those legs. The 2024 Basics All-Conference quarterback over at Foothill College, coming north about an hour up here to the Valley. And he's been playing lights out. Working out of the trip set. Quick slant, caught! Delivered out to the 5, puts his hand into the dirt, able to stay on his feet. Eventually brought down a touchdown-saving tackle from Devon Donaldson as Kai Taylor was a yard away from glory. A 14-yard catch on the play there for Kai Taylor. And I expect to see quarterback run all the way here. Facing that goal line front. Instead, it's a spread and a handoff over to Miller. Miller reaches, but only gets half a yard. Outside zone there, as it was made, the tackle was made by Gary Scott, the sophomore out of Sacramento. Just a great job scraping down that line. And they will not give Miller the additional half a yardage. It'll still be 2nd and goal from the 1. Out of the pistol, another give, same play, this time a different result. Ferrari Miller into the end zone for the 2nd time this afternoon. The score 19-3 as DVC comes out and answers the call. 11:02 remaining here, awaiting the extra point. Vikings unable to get that first extra point attempt off, but this offense is getting going, and it's so impressive to see somebody come in from McLeod over to Macedo, and the offense does not skip a beat. Pressure comes off the edge. Able to perfectly split the uprights was Guzman, 2 for 2 on the afternoon. Unfortunately, didn't get a kickoff in that other extra point, and now it's 20-3 just like that as the number 6 team in the 3C 2A showing what they've got. DVC received the ball to start the game after Sacramento City College deferred. Not very much success at all, only a couple. I believe only 1 first down up to this point for Sacramento City College. The defense has been swarming, forcing turnovers. The special teams has been getting it going. First time we're seeing them kick it off right to left. Different returner back there now. It's Devin Stevens. He'll be joined by Jackson Talent Burleson. Kicking it off right to left. Showed the ability to put the boot under the ball, and the new kickoff specialist in the freshman Daniel Sokol. Played kicker over for the Las Lomas Knights. And now coming close to his hometown, a few minutes down the road, getting jacked up with his team. Jots forward, swings the right leg, the high end-over-end kick will be fielded down to the 4-yard line. Plenty of airtime underneath that, but some space down the left-hand side as he moves past to the 30-yard line. Stevens with a nice return, and he was eventually taken to the turf by Jordan Gray. A flag on the play in that position. It might be a hold. The flag currently sitting down at the 34-yard line.
After the play was over.
And it will be after the play. It looks like it might be on the Vikings on a late hit or something like that. Maybe an unsportsmanlike.
After the play was over, sportsmanlike conduct. Diablo Valley, number 25.
Unsportsmanlike conduct called against Amani Holiday.
First down. That is number 25. First unsportsmanlike penalty.
And that is his first unsportsmanlike. Got a player of the week nod because of his abilities on special teams, but unfortunately going the opposite way this time. So great starting field position from the 45-yard line. As Holiday, the reserve running back, primary a special teams player, gets called for the infraction. Vincent Curry with a new running back in the backfield now. It looks like Jack Carner. And the give will go over to the right-hand side. No room to go. A different running back, but the same result. Carner taken down. Caden McIver just screaming off that edge. Great contain and a tackle for loss. Loss of 3 on the play. We were talking about Caden McIver in the pregame, talking about how good he has been from that outside spot. Rocking that 15, the sophomore 2-star recruit linebacker switching over to the edge from Bishop O'Dowd. Second and long. Play action fake across the middle of the field, and it's caught near the sticks. Tackle was eventually brought down by Davian Sherlock, and it'll be brought down a yard short as it was Marco Joseph, the man on the reception. See if something can get this Panthers offense kick-started. It's been turnovers and not too much success, but on third down and short, definitely in a lot better of a position. Curry with the stacked up front line. Heavy personnel, 2 tight ends set, 12 personnel. Stretch to the left side. Caught up in the backfield and taken down for a loss of 2. Jack Carner had nowhere to go. Getting in the backfield was Richard C. Aki. And the punt unit will come out. Great job holding them down despite the penalty. The Vikings will send out a punt safe unit now. Deep man is Jet Calcagno, but the defense will stay on the field anticipating a potential fake. High snap, handled well by the punter, pressure off the edge, and this is a high winder. That'll be fair caught off the top of his chest plate to the 16-yard line. And now the Vikings offense that has been rolling oh so well will get another crack at it. 37-yard punt on the play to flip the sides of the field as that one spotted inside of the 20. Good job there by Cade Vickers. The first few drives were McLeod, and the Macedo came in and has been in charge in that driver's seat up to that point. Macedo, the sophomore out of California High School, the San Ramon product, will continue in this quarter. Lining up with the tight end off the left side. Operating out of the pistol, Jaden Macedo. Stretch to the left. And that window closed up oh so quickly. Devon Donaldson bringing down Martis Ferguson. No gain on the play. Miles Moore, the tight end. 2 receivers, far side. Shotgun look for Macedo. Macedo, another handoff. Some space off the right side now. Cuts it out to the top of the numbers. Turns the corner. 1 man to be out of the 50-yard line. He's going to take it to the 30, the 20. 10-5, touchdown. That speed on display. Ferguson, coast to coast for the touchdown. 83-yard touchdown for the freshman out of San Leandro. And the Vikings with some fireworks taking down the field. No opportunity for a tackle. The speed on full display. And the PAT on top of everything as a flag comes in late, and it's 27-3. Everything has been oh so perfect today for the Vikings. It seems like fumbling on the opening drive just lights the fire in the belly of the beast. And they come out and they prove their worth. Holding on the defense, it'll be declined. And 7 more points on the board. After a bad snap on the opening set, the special teams have been great in that regard. And it's a 24-point advantage with 7:55 remaining here. And Coach Collins on the sideline is pumped. Dapping up Ananias Walker, firing up his kickoff team. And that C murder is going to get them hyped up once again. .755 counting down. Touchdowns on every single drive except for one. No live stats, unfortunately. But we know everybody in green is balling out today. The new kicker in Daniel Suckle has been doing a heck of a job. First kickoff was taken by Guzman, and now the kickoff specialist on display. Jots forward. High kick. This one a shorter one that'll be fielded down to the 15-yard line. Coming back up to the near set hash marks as he's in between tackles. Somehow stays on his feet. Eventually tripped over the pile out to the 42. The kickoffs have been oh so good. The special teams have been looking great for the Panthers up to this point today. So instead of taking a long kick, tried to put a little more air underneath it. And it is Sac City's ball from the 41. Fortunately for the Vikings, every single time essentially has been a 3 and out. So it doesn't really matter the spot on the field in that case. Can the offense under a Curry finally get something going? Pressure off that right side edge. A give to the back. The patience as his shirt drags out an extra 3 yards. A gain of 2 on the play from the rush from Jack Carner. Remy Oshewa makes the play for the Vikings. Only a gain of 2 on the play. Looking like Jacoby Myers on that first game of the season for the Raiders where his shirt just spread about 5 extra yards. That should be an ad for Nike if we've ever seen one. It'll be 2nd down and 8, 7:07 remaining. Working left to right. Operating it out of the empty set now, a Curry. Quick screen pass, far side. Perfectly read by the defense. No space to go. Marco Joseph dropped for a loss of 4 on the play. And Santino Acevedo saying, hey, you're getting a little love on the other side for their linebackers. I'm out here balling as well. Acevedo, the first team All-Basic selection. A JC Gridiron linebacker preseason All-American. And the former 3-star recruit shows why he's been getting that P4 interest. It's 3rd down and 12 from the 39. 3-man front. Low snap handled well. Pressure into his face. He's going to step up, throw it late, and found the spot right in between defenders. A great job there made by Kendall Hearn. Kendall Hearn, the freshman wide receiver, doing a heck of a job. Has Sac City able to pick up their second first down of the game. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the Vikings 39-yard line. A really good job there by Curry, not settling for the rush at the last possible moment. Able to lift it over that second line and find his man. Clapping for the ball, play action fake. Shuffles left. He's going to roll out to his left-hand side, a flag down late for a late man downfield. And that was the left tackle, Evan Glines. Illegal man down the field. A lot of flags on. We'll see which one is the most advantageous for the Vikings to take.
There are 2 fouls on the offense. And ineligible downfield. That penalty's declined. Holding.
So the ineligible man downfield will be waved off as Joe Dexter, the center, called for the hold. And that is what you cannot have for the Panthers. Finally finding some success on the first down, and now you're going to have to face a 1st down and 20. Ball returns to the Vikings 49. And it is still 1st down here with 5:22, clock running down. Too high shell for the Vikings here. Out of the gun, a handoff, some space to work with, but not much room after. It looked like a great push by that defense, or pardon me, by that offensive line, but Jack Carter wasn't able to get much as Santino Acevedo was in there. Shamil Shelby, the sophomore out of McClymonds, also tag teaming for that tackle. 2nd down and 17 now after the 3-yard rush. Jackson Talent Burleson had his few reps. Last few drives have been Jack Carner and a false start. That one goes. Looks like it might have been on the center, possibly. Yeah, it looks like a 0, but that 8 is false up, and that is actually an offsides instead. He was looking down, didn't get a chance to look up and see. They'll say the movement from the offensive lineman came because of somebody jumping. And with that, a rotation of athletes, different formation here for Sacramento City College. And the clock continues to tick down here as Sac City will get the ball to open up the second half. Up to this point right now, it's a 2nd down and 13 after getting their second first down of the game. Rolls out left after the play action fake. Some pressure into his face. Couldn't quite get him down. A late flag here. Hit down hard as he threw the ball away. Acevedo on the initial pressure. Alapati came through to try to clean things up. And now we'll flag on the field. Whitecap talking to the umpire. And it will be a holding call. They're talking to Collins, seeing if he wants to take it. If it is a hold, he'll bring it down 2nd down and 23, but as of this point,
Offense.
it's 3rd down and 13. So they will decline the holding. They're going to say, hey, our boys are playing hard right now. We value the down more than we value the yardage. So it's 3rd down and 13. 3rd and 13 from the 47. The ball lined up right in between the C logo of the DVC midfield. Coach Collins walked out there getting his call to his defense. Had to be escorted back from one of the officials. And now, timeout taken. Sacramento City College takes the timeout. We'll take it alongside with them here on DVC Vikings Live. Onto the field, the Vikings able to get the stop. Jake Calcagno, the deep man, to receive the punt. And a low snap on the one bouncer. Cade Vickers able to send things away. Not much opportunity here in the cool hands of that number 4 in white and green. Able to get the fair catch down to the 15-yard line. A 43-yard punt. That's been about the average of Vickers today. He's done a great job in the punting game. Unfortunately, though, when your highlight of your team has been the special teams, that's not necessarily the best indicator of how the day is going.
Vikings. Possession at their own 15. Back in Kalani McLeod, number 12.
After a few drives, a swap out at quarterbacks now as Kalani McLeod comes out in the empty. True spread look for the freshman. A 3-step drop. Time to throw. Off his back foot. Delivers to Damian Mirage. His 3rd catch of the day already. And this one, a 10-yard chunk for a first down. Tackle this time made by the sophomore defensive back, Kaimani Fenika. He's been the nickel defender today. 3 receivers to the near side from the 4 hash mark. underneath once again, goes right back to Damian Mirage. Mirage was hit right as he made the catch by Devon Donaldson. And that's still a pickup of 5 on the play as the Chains continue to charge their way forward. McLeod between the hashes. Miller's in the backfoot alongside with him. Give over to Miller. Nope, it's a quarterback keeper off the right-hand side. And he had nowhere to go. A great job there by Cano Marshall. Read that one perfectly. Pushed his offensive lineman right into the backfield. And this is something that we've got to take a look out for. An injury early on to that offensive line, having to shuffle things all around. 3rd down and 6. Operating out of the shotgun. Flip over to the right-hand side. On the reverse, space in front of him. An offensive lineman's blocking out there as well. To the 40-yard line, drop down to the 42. The reverse from Garrett Isomanu. Eventually brought down by Mason McFarland. An injured player at the end of the play for the Panthers, and the reverse comes out and works to perfection. Look at that big boy coming out front, getting the block. You love to see it. Getting your 300-pounders down the field on the reverse. Unfortunately, an injury at the end of the play as it looks like it's C.J. Milliken. That'd be a big loss for Sacramento City College. And with that, we will take the break here with 2:15 remaining right before the 2-minute timeout here in the second quarter on DVC Vikings Live. Able to hobble off on his own power. It's good to see. C.J. Milliken, one of the leading tacklers for this team. It'd be a big loss. And McLeod will roll out to his left. Pressure coming late. McLeod sliding down, hit down to the floor to the 37-yard line. As McLeod has shown his ability to roll out and be a nice little dual threat action today. This is the 2-minute timeout here with 1:49 remaining on the clock. We'll take it alongside with them here as well. Empty look for the Vikings as they come out with the 4 receivers set for Ari Miller, eventually motioning to the left-hand side. McLeod on the screen pass. It's to Mirage, and Mirage tackled to the 35-yard line. Once again, Devon Donaldson. That Panthers got his paws all over this one. A switch at the quarterback here on third down. Jaden Macedo comes into the backfield alongside Miller. Expect wide zone, expect read option. And it is a zone read. Unfortunately for the Panthers, they dialed it up perfectly, but a false start likely on the Vikings going to send this one back. So in that situation, a little difficult. You get a switch up at quarterbacks right inside of the drive with no notice. The cadences are a bit different, and honestly, I know not necessarily blame the offensive lineman for jumping off there.
Ball start. Offense. Will be second down.
No number on the
Please
offensive
set
player.
the game clock to 1-1-2. It involves a 10-second runoff.
So a
1,
10-second
1, 2.
runoff on the play. Sacramento City College will not decline the 10-second runoff. From the 40-yard line of the Panthers, McLeod continues to operate out of the empty set. The young freshman facing the three-man front. Late pressure comes. Off his back foot, heaves one downfield, trying to track it down, grabbing all over the flag, comes in late, but it is absolutely justified. On the coverage was a Johnny Key, and he just could not match the speed. In that situation, though, rather give up 15 yards than give up 6.
Pass interference. Defense number 22. 15-yard penalty. First down.
15-yard penalty, but it does save the touchdown. The 6'3", 180-pound freshman out of Sacramento. Allows the Vikings offense to move up to the 25-yard line. Inside of 1 minute to play, clock stops here. Miller's in the backfield with 1:02 remaining, working right to left. Spread look. McLeod steps up, fires, back of the end zone, touchdown! Garrett Isamuno, the freshman out of Dublin, comes up with the catch in for 6, and it's 33-3. 25 yards all through the air, back of the end zone snare. Kalani McLeod continues to put on what has been a magnificent start to his collegiate career. Third touchdown pass of the half. And able to cross the T on the PAT to make it 34-3. Inside of 1 minute left to play. And the Vikings have come to defend their home ground today. The kickoff anthem playing over the loudspeakers. The coverage has been a little rough today, however, the special teams of Sacramento City College have been getting things done. But when you're only getting 33% of the action covered, that is where you have some follies. Late substitutions for the Vikings here. Couple men come in late. Both of the Gunners getting some extra coaching down on the sideline. Special teams coordinator Chris Abbas trying to dial something up. And there's going to be a change-up at kicker. Adrian Guzman going to come back in to resume his regular duties. We had seen the new kicker in Daniel Sokol. And then now, Guzman's got a big leg. Let's see if he can maybe punch this one through the end zone. With inside of 1 minute to play here in the second. Jots forward, swings the right leg, and this will be a low line drive kick. Plenty of time to cover this time as it's picked up at the 19-yard line, reversing the field, getting out to the 30-yard line, trying to find the sideline. Eventually, Journey McCoy is there to escort the man out. Devin Stevens has been doing a good job on the return game. So Stevens' return will give the ball to Sacramento City College. They're spotting this one down to the 40-yard line. So a return of just about 30 yards on the play. And with 51 ticks remaining on the big board, it's first down and goal. It has been all Vince Curry today, the sophomore quarterback. The typical starter in Jason Wilson has not seen the field up to this point, and it doesn't matter which running back in the backfield it is. The Vikings are coming out, and they're making plays. Star tight Mani was able to come into the backfield and get the first contact. And eventually, Caden McIver came to fully clean things up. Trying to get you guys a number on the new running back in. It looks to be like it's Jackson Talent Burleson once again. Burleson, the bounce back from Central State University out of high school. He shirted and played 2 games in his career, and today not able to get much on tape as Wesley Gorton meets him right there for only a gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd down and long, but instead it runs out, or the time runs out, I should say. So a couple rushes to end the half, and it's been all DVC. 34-3 after the opening drive turned into a fumble and a long field goal of 40 yards. The Vikings have come out and they've answered the call. Only 2 first downs here in this first half of play for the Panthers. And on the other side, the Vikings marching, the Vikings pillaging, and the Vikings scoring on nearly every single drive. After the first 30 minutes of play, 34-3, and that'll send us to our halftime here. Max Agrest bringing you the coverage of Vikings football all year long. Thanks for joining us. See y'all in a bit. Back here on the field for the start of the second half. A half dominated by the Vikings. It was 34-3 at the end of the first 30 minutes of play. Sacramento City College capitalized on an opening drive fumble on the first play from scrimmage, sent back on a penalty, and then a fumble on the handoff resulted in the lone 3 points for Sacramento City College. Up to this point, only able to muster up a couple first downs. Great start to the day through the air from both of the quarterbacks. Kalani McLeod, 3 touchdowns off his arm. And Jada Macedo also able to lead a touchdown leading drive. Both of the quarterbacks have been looking like absolute stallions on the field today. But because Sacramento City College won the kickoff, they deferred. We'll get another look at this young freshman kickoff specialist in Daniel Sokol. Ready to boot things away left to right. The return team working right to left. In their white jerseys are the Panthers. This one fielded down to the 1 yard line. Sacramento City College been doing a good job on returns up to this point today, but this one only an 11-yard return on the play before it was Garrett Isumunu who was able to get a touchdown reception at the very end of the half, coming up as a gunner on special teams making the play. The return from Devin Stevens, well, not much success, only 11 yards there. 10 yards. Coming out of the huddle from the sideline, Vince Akuri. The quarterback once more, splitting time between the freshman Jackson Wilson, but we haven't seen him up to this point today. In the backfield is Jackson Talent Burleson, as his first carry goes straight into the scrum. Swung down after only a gain of a half yard right there in the middle. Tassini Ma'ake.
Correction, make that number 59.
And up to this point, nothing has been working. The couple of first downs that were picked up from the Panthers have been through the air. A few nice plays on some great reads pass zone coverage. But the run game with these two talented backs haven't had any breathing room. Facing a four-man front, a run blitz up the middle. Play action fake, swinging out into the flat. Some space to work with for Talent Burleson, as he is able to finally pick up a first down here on the opening drive. An 11-yard reception on the play out of the backfield swing before he was taken down by Journey McCoy. McCoy had his name on display very early on, either as a safety or on special teams, and McCoy able to get off his man-to-man assignment to make the play. Really good start to the play. They saw the blitz and they had the perfect check down. The 5'7" Talent Burleson will stay in here alongside of Curry, working right to left. Looks towards the right side, rolls out left, decides to go with this check down, bobbles, picks it up, stays on his feet for an extra carry of 2 on the play before Jeff Holden getting a little shove out of bounds. Second down and 7 here. And this defense has been on full display, looking like the unit that we saw. Actually, even better than week 1 against Fresno City. This unit has been dotting their I's, crossing their T's, getting a pick off the arm of a Curry already. And Talent Burleson only able to get 1 on the carry. Aaron Woodard lighting up the gap from his safety spot. Too high shell here. And it looks like Damian Sherlock coming up, playing one of those backside spots, allowing Woodard to come in and play closer to the line of scrimmage, more so in as a nickel. The 2 linebackers are Garton and Acevedo. Too high shell here on 3rd down and intermediate. The pressure comes, and this one nearly intercepted. An airmail ball. The closest man there was the safety in Davian Sherlock, and the Vikings able to force a punt after a first down picked up on the opening drive, but the same old result. Cade Vickers averaging above 40 per punt. Had almost all of them spotted down inside of the 20. A new deep man back there for the Vikings is Elijah Bowe. He was taken out momentarily for Calcagno, and these long snaps have been a little slow, still able to get it off, and Calcagno able to fair catch it down to the 49-yard line. So everything in terms of the punt game, whether it's designed or just happenstance, has been fair catches by Calcagno, and this ball will be spotted down to the 40-yard line on a 17-yard punt. Not much room to work with in the punting game that time around. Taking a look at the Vikings offense once more, it's Kalani McLeod coming out for the second half start. Gaining the ball for the first time here at the 12:03 minute mark. Motions for Rory Miller from that slot into the backfield. Trip set to the left-hand side. Rolls out right. Towards the sideline, the back shoulder catch made, paid for it, but able to pick up 20 yards on the play. Darian Mirage has been a mirage to this defense. He has been slipping, sliding, and finding those zones in coverage all day long. Eventually, he was taken out by number 22. That is Johnny Key. And the Vikings offense not stuttering whatsoever. This one a little too high over the top. And this feels like it's only the second incomplete pass off the arm of McLeod. Both of the quarterbacks last week, or all three even, because Fusick was able to get some reps towards the end of that game as well. The quarterbacks for the Vikings last week, 34 for 36, 408 yards, and 8 touchdowns up at College of the Redwoods. And this time against a ranked opponent in the number 19th Sacramento City College. The scheme, the execution, everything has still been perfect for this young Vikings unit. McLeod, sprint left, throws the ball out to the far-hand side with some space to work. A gain of 7 on the second down play. It was Kai Taylor on the designed bubble screen pass. Eventually, it was number 22 in Ajani Key to pound him down. 3rd down and 3. Give over to Miller. Miller backs his way forward but can't really get anything there. And so only the 3rd time today we've seen a 4th down for the Vikings. The edge player and Jabaz Va'a, the freshman out of Grant High, put up those ropes to bring Miller down, and on 4th down and 4, Vikings going for it here in that no man's land. If it was a kick right now, it would be just about a 50-yarder. So they'll go for on 4th and 4, a 2-back look. McLeod facing the 3-man front. Pressure comes off the edge, rolls out right. McLeod through the extended fingertips of the sure-handed Amani Elfadil. And the Vikings will be sent away on their opening drive, able to bring it downfield about 21 yards, but the turnover on downs will send this Panthers unit back onto the field. That ball was put in a spot only Elfadil would be able to bring it in, but just a little too far over the top for the sophomore out of Palo Alto High. So with that, after picking up a 1st down on the first drive, the offense is a little bit lucky here. The officials did not call them for breaking the huddle with 12 members. So instead, the rush off the right side, the first little sliver of space we've seen today by Talent Burleson, as he's able to stretch it out to the far side, pick up 4 on the play before he was eventually taken down by Langston Cook. Langston Cook, a JC Gridiron preseason All-American, played 8 games last year, half a sack, 19 total tackles, and the 6'3", 240 sophomore right across the street from College Park. continuing his playing career here with the Vikings. 2nd down and 6 inside of 10 minutes to play. Tight end off the right side. It's a give. Nope, it's a play action fake. Has to spin out. Pressure wasn't able to get to him, and he'll turn the corner. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard. Was it Curry? The Viking coming into this game, only 3 sacks on the year, but it's just a matter of time before those pressures start to get them going. There's been pressure all day long against Vince Curry, but Curry at the last moment able to either throw it away or just barely outside the outstretched fingertips of this Vikings defense. Too high shell. Spread set. A Curry steps up. A Curry pump fakes and throws it on the back shoulder. Caught past the 50-yard line and another first down here. This one is Marco Joseph as Ananias Walker came to lay the hit. Inside of the Vikings side of the field, this arguably one of the most successful drives up to this point for the Panthers. Curry has done it with his legs and his arms up to this point as well. Jackson Talent Burleson using his small frame to get himself compact, cannonballing his way up the middle of the field. Eventually, it was Langston Cook coming up with another play. Substitutions here. A little bit of a bigger front coming in. This will be the 4-man front for the Vikings now, as the substitution was Star Taimani. 2nd down and 6 from the 44-yard line. Another handoff. And there has been no running room today for the 5'7" redshirt sophomore and Jackson Talent Burleson. As it starts Taimani making back-to-back plays and getting a loud applause from his friends and family. 3rd down. You got to feel like this is 4-down territory for this offense, who has only been able to put up 3 points due to a turnover deep inside of the Vikings side of the field. 3rd down and 5. 2 receivers close off the near-hand side. From between the hash marks, a Curry pumps, throws it, and it's caught by the back to the sideline. Able to pick up the first down is Jack Carner. Ananias Walker from his outside spot, saving a possible touchdown there. More first downs on this drive than they had in the entire first half. This Panthers offense finally finding some sort of success. Jack Carter will stay in as the running back, but he will line up as the furthest outside receiver. Jet sweep motion. Screen pass over to the far side to the running back, and Wesley Garton took him down. A single leg ankle pick for the sophomore. Just a great job making your read. And it was Wesley Garton out there to make the play. 2nd down and 13. Behind the chains. Carner into the backfield. The sophomore out of Woodland, went to Pioneer High School. And it's another screen pass over to the back. Runs into his own offensive lineman, eventually tracked down. Richard Siaki, all 280 pounds of him, stomping down the field to make the tackle. A great read from the interior tackle. 3rd down and 8. Back-to-back screen passes here. 3rd down and 8. 5 minutes counting down. More grinding pace up to this point in the second half. Off the left hip, a Curry go route down the far sideline, falls down. No flags on either side. Great coverage from the defensive back. Ananias Walker didn't turn his head. The wide receiver, Markel Taylor, slipped on his own accord, and the Vikings force a 4th down. Offense stays on the field here from the 32-yard line. You've got nothing to lose, trailing by 31 here with 4:47 remaining in the 3rd. What do you have dialed in here for 4th and 7? The timeout will be burned out of the pocket of the Panthers. We'll take the timeout with them here back on the other side of the break as the score 34-3 here with 4:47 remaining in the 3rd quarter on DVC Vikings Live. Jackson Talent Burleson into the backfield alongside Vince Curry here on 4th down. No work from the far hash mark. Trips to the near side. Play action fake. Pressure comes. Storming down and a huge sack on 4th down. Caden McIver. Big sack for the sophomore. Screaming off that edge. The D-ends have been wrecking this game today. Now the Vikings offense, after turning it over on downs, will come out for another drive. Ferrari Miller already with 2 touchdowns on the afternoon. He's been doing it through the air today. And Kalani McLeod will operate out of the 2-back pistol. A 5-step drop. Going right back to his tight end. He's upended there. Hurt at the end of the play, potentially. He was chopped down, landed right on his head after a great play. The tackle was made by Forini Fa'anati. It'll be ruled down by contact, so the catch will stand true. It'll be a 17-yard reception for the tight end. Very happy to see him able to get up under his own power, and I love to see the fact that you go back to your tight end after he had a drop on 4th down. Go right back to your guy, and you can see why he's got that D1 offer. Having that rare combination of power, speed, and hands. Miscommunication. The quarterback's just going to have to eat this. This will be deemed a sack for the Sacramento City College linebacker. And for any Fa'anati. Man, a really scary play on that last drive. Really happy to see Elfidel able to be okay. He's still a little shaken up on that sideline. Hope nothing goes awry. Nearly getting him offside on the hard count was McLeod, but holding his water was Canelo Marshall, the defensive lineman. Facing a 2nd down and 11 here with 3:37 remaining. Standing tall, pressure comes late, able to drop it off, and another drop. Jake Calcagno, usually the short-handed wide receiver, just feeling a little too much pressure coming his way. Alonzo Yor was out there, potentially getting a nice hit, and that anticipated hit may have just caused the fingertips to sweat a little bit. And now it's 3rd down. Better job here in this half for the defense as well. They'll be facing the empty set from the near hash. McLeod, chest high snap, 3-step drop, delivers on time, and it's Taylor again for a first down. He needed 11 and he got 14 instead. Eventually, Rasheem Perry was able to get there, but Kai Taylor called the chain mover. Every single catch has been going forward for a first.
Green white, 29-yard line. Red Sox center.
The number 19th ranked Sacramento City College getting all they can have by this number 6th ranked Vikings squad. Miller, an opportunity to rush it. And Ferrari with not much room to work with. Only able to get one on the play and take 7 different guys, but Ferrari still doesn't go down. The clock continues to tick. Kaimani Fenica, as well as Farini Fananati, combining to make the play. 2nd and 9. The tight end lineup of the up back on the right side is Miles Moore. Time to throw, going for it all! Back in the end zone, dropped into the bucket! And McLeod's got another one. This time it goes to Nicholas Fox. Fox, fast as a fox, ran the post, and he brings it in for 6. Take a look at this beautiful delivery here. Ran down the field. McLeod just airs it out. 2 defensive backs in the bracket coverage, but it doesn't matter. Sly as a fox. Nicholas gets the touchdown. 28-yard touchdown. Snap is off, the hold is down. Crosses the T on the PAT. And a perfect outing up to this point. Adrian Guzman continuing to knock down 1. It's 41-3. The very first PAT attempt was an errant snap where Fusick had to throw it away, but everything else has been perfect up to this point. 25-15. The kickout unit fired up, ready to get things going again. Daniel Sokol going to be the one to kick it off again. Haven't seen one go into the end zone up to this point for the kickoff specialist for the Vikings in his very first game. Sean Carson. No, that's 29, not 28, so it is. Vontrell Waffer, one of the deep men back there. End over end kick. This one will be fielded down by Devin Steffens. And he's going to take it from inside of his 5-yard line out to the 20-yard line. The 25-yard line bounces out to the numbers 30, 35. And he's eventually hit late from behind. A flag came right in. Likely going to be a hold at the end of the play called against Sacramento City College. Eventually, it was 23 for the Vikings. Ray Flood, the sophomore linebacker, laying the lumber.
During the return, holding.
Holding will send Sacramento City backwards.
29. 10 yards from the spot foul.
This game has been all Vikings all afternoon long. Eventually spotted down to the 21-yard line. Coming off their best drive of the afternoon. A couple change-ups now as we finally get our first look at what we thought would be the starting quarterback in Jackson Wilson into the game for the first time. He's joined by Vontrell Waffer, who's out there on the kickoff return, and on his very first carry, springing forward, spinning his way forward for a gain of 6. Vontrell Waffer, the freshman out of Elk Grove, the Max Preps Offensive Player of the Year, getting some burn late in the third quarter. Aaron Werder tripped him up at the end of the play, and it's 2nd down and 3. Jackson Wilson, 50% on the year, 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And he'll continue through the air, hit hard as he let that ball go. The pressure all up in his face, and it looked like Richard Siaki was the one getting the pressure. On the backside, the coverage was there for Aaron Woodard. But now after a nice opening run, it's 3rd down.
Still that number 3 yards to go.
So Jackson Wilson, the freshman out of Placerville, the dual threat quarterback. Accuracy has been something that he's been working on all year long. Senior in high school, threw for 1,500 yards, but had a 51% rate. He'll go back to back with that go route down the far sideline. That one covered up perfectly. Ananias Walker has had a seatbelt wrapped around his receiver all afternoon long. There was no chance for that ball to even be delivered as it was low and behind, and now the punt unit will come out here on 4th down. New quarterback, new running back, but the same result. The Vikings forcing a 3 and out.
22 back in. TBC has 29. Elijah Bull is the keeper. Up front, 4. Jacob Cochran.
This one, the best snap of the day. A low end-over-end punt. Once again, fair caught by Calcagno. And this one out to the 46-yard line.
17 left in the 3rd.
Only 22 yards on the punt this time after getting a nice start to the day for Cade Vickers. The last few punts really bringing down his average. Averages 34.8 coming into this game. He has a heck of a leg under him when he has time to kick it away. He had a 61-yard punt. That is the 3rd longest punt this year in the NCFC. Vikings offense comes back out at left tackle. Rozzy Wilson comes back, so that's great to see. Jaden Macedo comes into the game for the Vikings alongside Elijah Bowe, the freshman out of Pittsburgh. Only 1 rush against College of the Redwoods for Elijah Bowe. Let's see if the new running back has some juice in those legs. Give over to the back. Hard nosedive out to the 49-yard line, and Elijah Bowe with a rush of 3 to start this drive. Grayson Link stood him up. And it's 2nd and 6. Macedo leading this team to some touchdowns as well in the afternoon, looking to see if he can do it again. This time off a tip ball. A little too far behind for his intended receiver in Miles Dixon. And in the pregame, we talked about the steady pen of wideouts for the Vikings. Miles Dixon, one of those guys that has been so good this year. Still looking to make his mark on this one. 3rd down and 7, 41 seconds counting down here in the 2nd. Rolls right, throws short, goes right back over to Dixon. Dixon trying his best to stay on his feet, but after a catch of only about half a yard, it'll be 4th down. A really big hit laid out there by Mason McFarland. But the Vikings offense staying on the field. We have seen a pooch punt from Jaden Macedo at this point this year, so I think that is likely what we're going to see in this situation. Working out of the pistol, trying to get a hard count first. And this one will actually just let the clock run down to 0. 3, 2, 1. End of 45 minutes played here from the Valley. And the score up to this point, 41-3. It's all number 6 DVC. Everything has been going the way of the Vikings up to this point on DVC Vikings Live. And so to start the fourth quarter of play right from the 49-yard line, Macedo will come out with the offense here on 4th down and 7. They'll take the snap, no pooch punt here. Instead, a back shoulder throw, too low, and a turnover on downs. The second of the half up to this point. Kai Taylor out of his break. Looked like he went a yard too far ahead. Sacramento City College here in the fourth quarter, gifted some great starting field position in this 41-3 matchup. Let's see who the quarterback is, and it looks like it's Jackson Wilson and Montreal Waffer. Those will be the two in the backfield after going 3 and out the last time we saw them. Tighten off the left side, and they'll continue to stay on the ground, and oh my goodness. Oh, Remy Oshewa blocked out the sun the moment the running back got the ball in his hands. He just rose his hands up, swiped down like a bear eating his lunch. Second down and 11. Inside of the final frame to play. 14 minutes and 20 seconds counting down. Clapping for the ball, sprinting right, the freshman Wilson. Eyes downfield, trying to go to the sideline. Drifted a little too far right. Zone defense able to come all the way back to make the cover. And on 4th down, jotting towards that sideline. And actually be 3rd down, pardon me. Jackson Wilson getting the call from his head coach and Danny Walker. That'll be 3rd and 11 from midfield. Trips to the near side. Wilson, head, eye, snap, the draw play right up the middle. And the defense for the Vikings keen to that draw play. A flag in late. Jamil Shelby. The sophomore Adam McClymans filled the hole. And a face mask will give the first down over to Sacramento City College. Sac City gifted the first down by way of penalty. From my knowledge, that's the first down by penalty today. And that is the 8th first down, I believe. Mental math, no live stats today for the Panthers offense. 4-man front, 2 high shell facing the spread. Out of the shotgun, Wilson. Quick screen pass leads his intended receiver as he's able to squeeze through. Marco Joseph able to pick up 11 on first down. That ball was drifted a little too far in front of him. Marley Alapati able to get the tackle at the end of the play, but that momentum was enough to carry him forward. And the Vikings, not liking what they saw in that last play, everybody's going to come up and get a stern talking to from Coach Collins. We'll bring it here, or we'll keep it here for the timeout. As DVC, this is what you love to see. It doesn't matter the time. It doesn't matter the situation. You have to execute no matter what, and that is what Coach Collins is doing right now. It doesn't matter what that score is. He talks about his favorite quote from Sorry, let me pull this up. I have it written down. It's not readily available, but his favorite coach, or his favorite quote from Phil Jackson is, "You are only a success the moment in which you complete a successful act." And that is what he is yelling at his team about right now. He is talking about, it doesn't matter that it's 41-3. It doesn't matter the situation at hand. You have to execute at every given moment, and that is how you become a top 5 team. That is how you lead your team into the playoffs, and that is how you take a national championship home. You are only as successful the moment in which you complete a successful act. Let's see if this defense can be fired up here. On first down, the give on the stretch to the right side. Jamil Shelby taking note of that play, holding the rush to only one.
32, Shelby.
It will be the Wofford and Wilson show. Late here in the fourth quarter. 13 minutes remaining. Second out of 9. Inside the red zone officially from the 20. Quarterback keeper sprints up the middle. Laying the shoulder, and the quarterback ran a man over. Gain of 14 on the play. The strong legs of Wilson making the play. And for the first time today, we're seeing the Panthers into the red zone. So the helmet communication system doesn't seem like they have it plugged in for Sacramento State College. It's the first year we're seeing the helmet communication available at this JUCO level. First down and goal from the 6. Wilson, handoff over to his back. No, it's a quarterback keeper, and it gets paid back in full. Aaron Woodard laying a big chop into the legs of the quarterback. Woodard just supermaning that quarterback down. It's what you expect to see from a freshman, though. You have some success running the ball, feel like you want to keep it again, and then you get humbled really quickly. Running back in the backfield is Colton Grafe. Jet motion across the formation, gets the snap, sprinting out to his right-hand side, looking towards the flat, but an inaccurate pass makes it third down and goal. The intended receiver on the play was Sam Taylor. On the coverage was Warren Brown, the bounce back from Charlton State. So on third down and goal, they'll continue to operate out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near-hand side. Out of the offset shotgun. Snap is off. Continue to roll. Looking to use his legs. Puts his foot in the dirt, and he's hit down to the 2. Jason Wilson with a pickup of 5. 4.5, I should say, before Langston Cook is able to deliver that crunch bar. Fourth down. Panthers, red zone for the first time here. Looking to punch it in and score their first touchdown of the day. Big goal line sent in for the Vikings here. And they will not go under center. Instead, 12 personnel, tight ends off the right-hand side. And a stoppage in the action beforehand. Sacramento City College wanted to make sure they have an opportunity and a clean play here. They'll burn their second timeout here, and we'll take the timeout as well on DVC Vikings Live. Your defense is only as good as their gas tank. Let's see if the gas tank is still full on 4th down and goal. 2 tight ends off the right side, working in a pistol is Wilson. Motions the tight end over on the left side. It's a handoff. Off the first, the second, the third effort, and he's in for the first touchdown. Colton Grafe breaks the plane, and Sacramento City College gets their first Tutter Butter of the day. 49-9, or 41-9 rather. Sacramento City College able to get their first score since the opening possession, in which they converted after a 3-and-out after a turnover from the Vikings. A Curry, the holder. Snap is off, the hold is down, able to cross the tee of the PAT, and the score 41-10. Noah Jang finally able to show off his leg for a second time. Good effort. They made the contact in the backfield, but the heart and the effort of Colton Grafe able to squeeze through for the touchdown. The kickoff unit on the field for the first time this half. We'll get an opportunity to see the 2 deep men for the Vikings, see what they've got. Sending out Elijah Bowe alongside Nicholas Fox. Fox was able to catch that ball in for the touchdown, outrunning 2 defenders to get the score right in between the uprights. And kicking off is Noah Jang. Jotting forward, swings the right leg, and this is a low squid kick that'll bounce over the up back and be fielded down to the far side. It's Bowe, top of the numbers. Bowe runs over his own blocker, and he just goes north and south at the last moment to pick up an additional 2 yards on the play. Cleaning things up, Colton Grafe. You know, it's what you do after scoring your first touchdown. Go down on special teams and lay a hit. It is the Jaden Macedo show here in the 4th with 10:17 remaining. Elijah Bowe is the back.
Here come the Vikes.
Khalid Robinson, the closest of the pair of receivers to the near side. Offset shotgun. Toss. Over to Bowe. Puts his foot into the dirt. Bowe stays on his feet. Down the sideline 50. Out to the 40. 30 with the blocker to the 20. 10. 5. Touchdown. Elijah Bowe decimates the defender. Going coast to coast. 72-yard score for the freshman out of Pitt. His first touchdown of his collegiate career. 2-star recruit, had offers from Army, Campbell, and Houston Christian, and the former first-team All-State player. That's the equivalent of putting a man on a poster in basketball. Just clapping the shoulder pads, had great blocking in front of him. And 72 yards later, a touchdown for the Vikings. And the PAT on top to make it 48-10. A touchdown from City College of Sacramento. And an answer from the Vikings right away. And that is how the day has been going. Explosive plays galore. Doesn't matter who touches the ball. And another Vikings kickoff. A few different kickers today. Markel Taylor, Devin Stevens. Kicking it off, Daniel Sopel. You know, casually just the way to answer. First score of the day. The Vikings get a return, and the same player taking a backyard. This one running underneath it to field it down to the 15-yard line. Between the hash marks, got walloped. Jamel Shelby laying the hit on special teams there. Take a look at this kickoff once more. Just a big hit to spin him down, a form tackle indeed. From the 28-yard line, the quarterback will remain Jackson Wilson. And there is a new running back into the backfield. We'll get you his number momentarily. The handoff goes to that new back. And the result stays the same. Only a 2-yard gain on the play. #29 is the running back. We saw Vontrell Waffer a few different times today. And the Vikings will send out their 4-man front. Operating out of that nickel. Fumbles the ball. Pressure comes as he spins out left, pump fakes, throws to the sideline, and just has to get that ball away after not receiving the snap cleanly. Wilson just making the right play to throw that ball away. Everybody talks about not wanting to have incompletions, but sometimes throwing that ball away is the right play to make. Late substitution on the field. Brings in DeAndre Minto. Minto, the linebacker. The lineup has the mic. Tight. 2 receivers set to the far side. Wilson scanning. Wilson rolls left. Wilson pump fakes. He's going to try to run it. And he is eventually tracked down there by DeAndre Minto. Wilson scrambled, but the Mike with some fresh legs, check it in, will force a 4th down to the punt unit out onto the field. Minto, the 5'10 linebacker out of O-Tech. Check out Cagno. The deep men to return it. No returns up to this point. He's just been fair catching it all night long. Checking for a fake punt. Staying active. Low snap handled well by the punter. And Vickers, high winder, able to send this one away. Calcagno taking it at the 30-yard line. 33-yard punt on the play. And the Vikings offense returns after a one-hitter quitter on the last drive, where Elijah Bowe scores his first collegiate touchdown off a highlight. Coach Collins continuing to talk about execution in the huddle.
8:23 left in the game.
With 8:23 remaining.
They're on 30.
From the 30-yard line, working right to left. Elijah Bowe and Jada Macedo will be the 2 men to make up the backfield. Working with the 3 receivers at the near-hand side. Out of the far hash mark, Macedo. 3-step drop. Macedo firing away. A little too far behind his intended receiver, and it's knocked away. Garrett Osumanu, scoring a touchdown earlier today, was the intended receiver.
Down number 2.
2nd down. Tight end lineup off that left side. Continue to operate out of the gun is Macedo. Play action fake. Macedo, the keeper off the far side, stays on his feet momentarily before Cano Marshall is finally able to drag him down. No yards on the game. No yards on the rush. And it's third down. More importantly, the clock continues to run down. This one already settled. It's been settled since essentially the first half. And Macedo decides to take it himself. Macedo eventually spun down. The ball's popped out. It goes forward, and the Vikings drop on top of it. So a fumble from Macedo at the end of the play, and the Vikings fortuitously follow on top of it with Cole Thome. It was Jabez Va'a who was able to get the ball down. It'll be first down and 10. They will not add the additional yardage on the fumble. He was likely down by contact, so no fumble on the play. Shifting the running back into the pistol. Now it's Macedo. Stretch to the right side. A stutter step into the backfield. And it's Devon Donaldson. Finally able to get back on the board after the rush from Bo goes forward for 2. Donaldson has to be close to 10 total tackles on the day for the leading tackler from a year ago. Screen pass underneath. And this one successful for a gain of 6 on the play. They went to Khalid Robinson before Devon Donaldson able to make the stop. Donaldson, that is where his bread is buttered, being able to diagnose plays and being able to capitalize, not allowing these screen passes to go for too many yards. Free play here, and instead they'll call the offsides. A jump from the interior defensive tackle. Let's see if it was potentially a Vikings offensive lineman going first. If it is what I saw, Tayshawn Evans will give the free first down to the Vikings.
Offside. Defense number 95.
And that is true. The offside's called. The Vikings will move the chains via penalty.
Results in a first down.
For what it's worth, a decently clean game all across the board on both sides.
First down, Vikes.
And the Vikings drive will continue here. 6-10 counting down. 2 back pistol. Another stretch give to the right side. And another great job on the edge discipline of Sacramento City College, only able to hold Bo to a gain of 2. The inside linebacker, Arthur Drager, comes in to make the play. The 10-time player of the game back in his high school. Coming off a 7 total tackle performance against Sierra College. Able to get into the books here late. 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap. Macedo, 3-step drop. Firing down the field! Oh, through the outstretched reach of Nicholas Fox. Fox did it again. He beat the split coverage over to the top. But this time around, unable to convert for 6. Great placement on the ball.
Also number 31. Delarian Taylor. Now number 3.
Fox will get the breather after running the long route down the field, and on 3rd down and 9, 5:30 remaining, ball set at the 42-yard line. 3 receivers set. It'll be a pitch that is dropped down to the ground. Falling to the floor to pick it up is Elijah Bowe, and the clock continues to run after a negative 3-yard rush. Bowe just a little off here. Vikings will elect to run the clock all the way down and keep the offense on the field on 4th and 12.
Here comes the Vikes.
Macedo gets the snap with 15 seconds remaining. Macedo shuffles. Macedo pressured and eventually dragged down by the back of his jersey. The pressure from Josiah Lopa will set up his offense to the 42-yard line. A tough sack on 4th down. And the score 48-10 with 4:55 remaining, and the Vikings defense will come to the field on their own side. A dominating performance up to this point, and just trying to get some extra plays on tape for the Vikings there.
Number 42, first and 10.
Three-man front with the two high shell facing the pistol. The give to the left side. And a very successful first down run.
From number 30.
7 yards on the carry. It went over to Colton Grafe, who was able to get the touchdown last time they were on this side of the field. It'll be 2nd down and 4 as the clock continues to trickle down. 4:30 counting down.
6 yards added. 2nd and 4.
Motioning the tight end. Continue to stay on the ground. Falling forward for a first down. Nice little pickup there by Bontrell Walfer. Eventually, Jordan Snowden, the redshirt freshman out of Benicia, takes him down to the floor. That's his first tackle of this young season. The 2-star defensive end spent 2024 redshirting up at Sacramento State. And the relative of Marcus Allen comes up with the play. Of course, Marcus Allen, one of the greatest running backs of all time, playing with the silver and black. Had one of the most legendary runs in the Super Bowl where he was able to rush right, turn it all the way back, and go in for the touchdown, juking defenders out of their shoes back in that Super Bowl victory way back when. 3 minutes and 7 seconds remains in this one. Trying to get a man off, and he will. Free play. And the rush off the left side, they'll decline that penalty. And a nice job there by Bontrell Wafer.
This time it's 23,
Ray Flood comes up again late.
Offside, defense, penalties decline, result of the play, 2nd down.
This will stop the clock momentarily. Clock starts running inside of 3 minutes here.
2nd down.
Here in garbage time, Sacramento City College trying to find some groove with their offense before their next week's matchup. And they'll do it on the ground. Another stretch rush. This time on the cutback, able to pick up the first down, Colton Grafe.
Picking up that first down. 34, Colton Grafe.
Langston Cook
5-7.
getting some more stats here late. You do not have to take another snap before the 2-minute timeout. 20 seconds left on the play clock. 15 seconds remain to the 2-minute timeout.
14-yard line.
9, 8, 7. Look to get one more off here. Offset. Shotgun. And Grafe with some space. Grafe down to the 2.
Grafe picking up the first down. Hard running.
Touchdown saving tackle by Ty Morgan, the freshman out of San Leandro. And that brings us to likely our final stoppage here in the 2-minute timeout. Taking the timeout with them here, Sacramento City College trying to get one more late touchdown here on DVC Vikings Live. 1:56 remains. It's first down and goal with the ball spotted down on the 3-yard line. Jack Wilson able to drive his team down the field, capitalizing a 1-yard rushing touchdown from Colton Grafe last time they were here in this situation. Continued motion. And a jump on that left side of the offensive line will push them back an additional 5 yards. There will be no runoff in this situation, however, because the clock was not running.
5-yard penalty. First down.
They will call this one on Desmond Fireball, the sophomore offensive lineman. Sophomore out of John F. Kennedy High School in Sacramento. And from the 7 this time around, a little more breathing room for this Vikings D. Wilson, another stretch give, a stutter step. And gets clotheslined down to the 5-yard line. This time it is Kawan Dickey, number 61.
I don't have a 61 on my roster. I can get that later.
Second down.
And that is Jawan Dickey getting his first tackle here for the Vikings. Stretch to the left side, and instead it's a quarterback keeper. He'll stroll in for the touchdown. Quarterback kept it all the way, and the dual threat quarterback able to get his first score on the ground here late with 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining. 48-16 our score. Calling for the ball, nearly jumping off sides. They will jump off sides, but the PAT is good. Let's see if they want to try out a 2-point conversion package on a short field here. The penalty will go against the Vikings.
Offside. Defense number 21. That penalty is declined.
Penalty is declined. They'll keep the points here. So it's 48-17. 1 timeout remaining for Sacramento City College. Either expect a couple knees or some runs, and that'll put a cap in this one. I don't know if I got the name right last time, but Jawan Dickey made the tackle, and another one of these late transfers come in as a bounce back from Oregon as well. A lot of talent all across the board for the Vikings. You got bounce back players from a bunch of Division I schools, highly recruited guys that decided to come here, prove their worth at the JC level instead of taking Division I offers at some schools that they necessarily wouldn't desire to be at, whether it be scheme or circumstance or whatever it be. This Vikings squad is deep. This Vikings squad is talented. And Coach Collins has his team rocking and rolling in his first full offseason. You can see the recruiting, you can see the talent, and you can see that the Vikings are a juggernaut here. Sacramento City College at 2-1 is no slouch of a team. They were the number 19th ranked team for a reason, but I think that number 6 is going to get a whole lot smaller as this kick will bounce out of bounds and the Vikings will get very good starting field position here. This Vikings unit will come back home to take on Shasta next Friday. We'll have the coverage here on DVC Vikings Live. And then after that, they will go on the road over to San Mateo. And that is how they will start up their Bay 6 conference. That will be a heck of a game. I'll make sure I won't be on the call. It'll be at San Mateo, but man, that will be the game of the ages out there on 10-11. A huge matchup to come, but a few more plays before we put an end to this one. And a quick pitch from Fusick, who comes in at quarterback, as he gives the ball over to the new running back coming in. I believe that was 29, so that'll still be Elijah Bowe. Fusick, a few more plays here. The redshirt sophomore out of Jesuit, Straight Jesuit in Houston, Texas. As he drops the ball, able to pick it up on the one skipper, throws it to the flats, and able to make a non-negative play, I guess you could say. You'd rather him try to do something than drop on top of that one, and the clock will continue to run. Fusick came in late, went 2 for 2 against Redwoods. Now getting his second action. Redshirted and spent a year over at the Division II, Texas A&M Kingsville. And they run the same type of play as he get a hurdle at the very end, staying in play, and that puts us to our final score. Khalid Robinson giving us a little last-minute highlight here. And with all said and done, it's 48 DVC and 17 Sacramento City College, as the Vikings, from beginning to end, they start the game with the fumble on their opening drive again. But guess what? It was all Vikings up to that point. No live stats, so no review here. Off the top of my head, 4 touchdowns from Kalani McLeod, Jaden Macedo, a couple touchdown drives under his tutelage as well. And the Vikings score 7 total touchdowns on the day for a great performance against the number 19th ranked Sacramento City College. They'll go to 2-2. DVC going to 4-0 on the year. Back here again, Shasta, next week. And for production staff of Damani Jackson as our spotter, Jordan Sandoval, doing a few different jobs today. So some of these gray shirts wearing multiple hats. You'll love to see it. Callie Medina operating the camera today. My name's Max Garris, bringing you all the coverage all season long. And another Vikings victory here at home as we sign